Auckland War Memorial Museum, in Māori language Tāmaki Paenga Hira, is one of New Zealand's most important museums and war memorials. Located in Auckland Domain near Auckland Central Business District, the museum stands on the remains of a dormant volcano. Established in 1852, it was originally housed in a small cottage. Current buildings were constructed in the 1920s and 1950s. Museum concentrates on New Zealand history with specimens illustrative of the natural history of New Zealand, particularly its geology, mineralogy, entomology and ornithology, as well as Māori and military history. The Auckland Museum is built on the crater of Pukekawa, the hill of bitter tears. It's one of 48 volcanoes that have erupted in Auckland region in the last 250,000 years, the most recent only 600 years ago. In front of the building is the consecrated Heart of Honour and the Auckland Cenotaph. The cenotaph symbolizes the grief of an empire unable to bring home their war dead. Auckland Cenotaph has been at the center of Anzac Day and other commemorative events since 1930. Anzac Day marks the anniversary of the first campaign that led to major casualties on April 25, 1915 during World War I to Australian and New Zealand soldiers. Located in the south atrium next to the Tui Tui Cafe, these two skeletons of Tyrannosaurus rex were discovered in 2018. First one is Peter. His skeleton was discovered in a 67 million year old bone layer in a rock formation in Wyoming, USA. Known as Lance Formation, the area is made up of sandstone and mudstones that evolved from ancient rivers and floodplains. Second one, Barbara, was found 480 kilometers from where Peter was under, and the two are roughly the same age. What makes Barbara so special is that she is one of very few T-Rex specimens in the world that scientists believe are female. When a huge asteroid hit Earth around 65.5 million years ago, huge number of plants and animals, including T-Rex, were extinct. Among the survivors were birds and crocodiles. At the heart of the museum is Te Mere Atia Maori Court, with a comprehensive collection of Maori exhibits. This race storehouse, or in Maori language Pātaka, completed in early 1870s, stood in Bay of Plenty for many years. This symbolizes the status and power of Te Pōkoha. The large figure over the door is Tamate Kapua, the captain of the Arawa canoe finally beached at Maketu. The meeting house was originally a wedding gift from Ngāti Awa in eastern Bay of Plenty to Ngāti Maru in Thames. You can go inside and see the beautiful carvings, but photography inside is not allowed. Te Tokia Tāpuri, the last great war canoe used in battle and carved from a giant totara tree. Everyday objects once used for living, hunting and fishing provide a holistic presentation of Maori life in Aotearoa before the arrival of Pākehā, meaning New Zealanders with no Polynesian ethnic ancestry, mainly Europeans.
Here you can watch Maori cultural shows as well by purchasing additional tickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Tāmaki Paenga Hira. This is an announcement for those of you who will be joining us this afternoon to our Māori cultural experience.
The museum's comprehensive Pacific collection has a range of arts and material culture from the tropical Polynesian, Melanesian and Micronesians, covering arts and artifacts from all the cultures from West Papua, northeast to Hawaii, and southeast to Easter Island. Land vertebrates collection comprises more than 12,500 bird specimens, 2,500 amphibians and reptiles, and 1,000 land mammals. Collection features all the New Zealand birds like Kiwi and moa. New Zealand's national bird Kiwi is a nocturnal bird. Today all 5 species are threatened. Ground-dwelling kiwi are vulnerable to attacks by pests such as toads as well as uncontrolled dogs. Kiwi are famously flightless, but current research suggests that they are related to elephant birds of Madagascar and their ancestors arrived in ancient Aotearoa by flying. This was the largest of the 9 species of moa that once lived in New Zealand, reaching 3 meters tall in this upright standing position. It was the tallest bird known. Only females grew this big, the males being much smaller. The moas became extinct about 500 years ago because they could not survive being hunted for food by Māori. This specimen was built around 1913 using emu feathers. Geology collection covers materials from Waihi, Thames and Coromandel gold fields through items donated by private collectors. Collection of around 12,000 specimens contains a number of nationally significant materials. This also gives a very thorough explanation of volcanoes, which is essentially a part of New Zealand's history and success. We will give you an in-depth description about how volcanoes are related to New Zealand in one of our future videos about volcanoes. Please subscribe to our channel so you will not miss it. Natural science section focuses on fields of botany, entomology, geology, and vertebrates and marine biology, with over 500,000 specimens of plants, insects, as well as other terrestrial and freshwater invertebrates from the New Zealand region, including both native and introduced species.
Museums showcases the New Zealand's military history. New Zealand filled many roles in the Royal Air Force during the Second World War. This Mark 16 Spitfire was ordered on 19th April 1944 and built at Castle Bromwich, England, and issued to Squadron No. 501 of Royal Auxiliary Air Force, based at Filton. Working Rolls-Royce Merlin F aircraft engine from 1937. £25 field gun. This war memorial building was built to commemorate soldiers lost in the First World War and the Second World War. 7,292 names of New Zealanders from Auckland province who died in the First World War are inscribed in the World War I Hall of Memories. Photography inside is not allowed. World War II Hall of Memories. Auckland War Memorial Museum was originally built after World War I to commemorate Auckland's war dead. After World War II, it was expanded to honor all Auckland province's fallen soldiers. 11,671 men and women killed in the Second World War are remembered here. Museum is open from 10 am to 5 pm Monday to Friday, 9 am to 5 pm on weekends, school holidays and public holidays. The museum, cafes and store open till 8:30 pm every Tuesday. General admission is free for Auckland residents and members. A donation is welcomed for visitors from the rest of the New Zealand. International visitors are required to purchase a ticket at 32 New Zealand dollars for general admission. Family packages are also available. You can get more information about future tours and shows by visiting the museum's website.